Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Spies in Disguise. We got these funny little bow ties at my screening. As you can see, it's not adjustable and it's quite large for the adult size. Thought it was a really cute little promotional item for the film, as obviously Will Smith's character rocks that bow tie even as a pigeon. Spies. So, Spies in Disguise is the latest animated film from Blue Sky Studios. It follows a world famous spy as he is framed for a crime he did not commit. As he runs from his own agency, he is forced to team up with an unlikely little scientist who inadvertently turns him into a pigeon. So they're forced to, so as a team, pigeon and man, as a team, both pigeon and awkward scientists, they must work together, hunt down this evil imposter, and save the world. Well, I thought the trailers for this looked quite charming. They seemed to be a lot of fun. It had a cute animation style, and I was on board with this kind of crazy but cute premise. Tom Holland kicking off his domination of animation with this film, Will Smith returning to the animated forum, and Blue Skies, who more often than not I appreciate their filmmaking. Not to mention, this is a completely original idea from Blue Skies, and ultimately, I enjoyed myself. I think that Spies in Disguise was quite a solid animated offering. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives. Well, I do want to start with our cast. Will Smith is pitch perfect in the film. He was the perfect casting choice, and I think he really delivered on the vocal performance here. It was suave but fun, cool yet zany. You can really tell Will Smith was having a good time with the character and the material, and it sold perfectly. Tom Holland was also very good in the role. He does the awkward young man thing very well, and he nailed it through his vocal performance here. Our other actors are also really solid. Ben Mendelsohn gets to play a villain yet again, and he's good at it, so it works here yet again. Rashida Jones also is very good in the film. Reba McEntire, Karen Gillan, everybody more or less delivers. And I really did enjoy the premise. I thought the entire pigeon animation and the idea of pigeons was adorable. Particularly the movement and the characterization of the Will Smith pigeon, particularly, was amazing. I thought he was so cute with his little strut, the way they made him move around. It worked really well. And what I also really enjoyed is he didn't just automatically turn into a pigeon. There was like a legitimate learning curve of inhabiting this new little body. And I loved it. I thought that was great. I also have to say, I love the message of this film, and it was a message I wasn't really anticipating. We have more surface level messages that I was expecting about teamwork, about, being weird and embracing yourself, embracing other people, all that fun jazz. However, I wasn't ready for an anti violence message in a spy movie, like a full on, we don't have to hurt people, we don't have to kill people, this is not the way type of message in here, and I loved it. I thought it was so well done. A little bit of a stretch in some parts for me. I was like, do we need safety nets for non-sentient robots? We're pushing this a little much, but I really enjoyed it, and I think Tom Holland and his character sold it very, very well. What I also loved is the film's embracing of just love, period. Like intimacy and love. Whether it was friends at the bureau, just hugging and like being physically intimate with each other in purely platonic ways, whether it's hugs. I thought that really was refreshing to see on screen, actually, and I enjoyed it. But they definitely go into a weird tension between our two main characters, which I also kind of enjoyed. I didn't really know how to feel about it. It just seemed like there was this kind of weird tension going on there. Especially we get to the scene with like a Japanese love story dub over that is like, whoa, what's going on here? But it was fun. Plus, the ideas in these inventions were great. They were so fun and really whimsical, and it worked. And the relationship, the camaraderie between Will Smith and Tom Holland really sold the film. Their connection together, their comedy beats off of one another, worked well and gave the film that little extra heart, that oomph that it needed. Plus, the animation, the action animation particularly, is really beautiful. The opening credits, spoofing James Bond, looked awesome, so we had that as well. So then, what didn't work quite so well when it came to Spies in Disguise? Well, it's a pretty standard spy film. The entirety of our villain story got a little bit convoluted with his gadgets and with the whole story getting there. Obviously, we have an agent turned into a pigeon, which starts to get a little convoluted. But you expect that in spy films, and it unfolds in, a very generic manner, if you will. Also, I I guess I don't understand why Tom Holland's character loved pigeons so much. That wasn't really established. Like his stance on the world gets a good establishment, but his love for pigeons is just such a random thing. Like he seems to have a love for all life, but it wasn't just like a strategical move. Pigeons are invisible. You can get in anywhere, do anything you want as a pigeon. No, he has like a love for pigeons. I don't know. We don't really hint on it or understand it at all. And I know this is a little bit funny to say for something like, you know, a film about a person being turned into a pigeon. But even within here, there's some implausible moments that just bugged me, that stood out to me. Like there's this car that goes on to autopilot and I'm like, okay, cool. But it gets taken offline and the steering is explained, but it being powered, I did not see an explanation for. So I was like, what's going on here? And then we have several of those moments actually where you're just like, wait, 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 wait. Within the realm of what you've explained, this doesn't make sense and doesn't quite add up. Plus, the humor, I have to say, I didn't really laugh all that much. Unfortunately, most of my enjoyment came from just the pigeon animation. But like the pigeon sidekicks were meh. There's like animated naked people in here. And that humor was just kind of like, oh, all right. So the humor was definitely more of a miss than it was a hit in my eyes. And I will say, I think the people are the weakest point of animation here. The backgrounds, the action and movement all looks great. As I said, the pigeons are wonderfully animated in the film, but the people have like a little bit of a plastic sheen to them. They never felt like fully grounded. But the ultimate finish on them just didn't quite hit the mark for me. But overall, I think that Spies in Disguise was a really fun film. It has endearing messages that are really positive and refreshing to see in action oriented films. The camaraderie and the love throughout the film really worked for me, and by the end, I was fully on board with what this film had to offer. So if you're looking for something to see with the whole family for Christmas this year, I think Spies in Disguise is a wonderful option. Your kids will have a blast, and I think that parents will enjoy the action-oriented ride just the same. So for families, I think I'd give this a full price ticket. You'll have fun. Otherwise, a matinee will definitely do. So that is my review of Spies in Disguise. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Spies in Disguise? And what is your favorite film from Blue Skies Studio? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!